I never expected a simple party invitation to redraw the borders of my life. Claire said it would be good for us, a chance to reconnect, laugh, be seen together again. We had been married 11 years, long enough for routines to replace rituals, but not long enough for me to believe the cracks were permanent. I was 39, steady, predictable, the kind of man who showed up early and stayed late. Claire liked that once. She said I made her feel safe. Safety, I learned, can start to feel like a cage to someone chasing sparks. The party was at a renovated warehouse downtown, all exposed brick and soft amber lighting. Her colleagues from marketing filled the space, loud voices, sharp clothes, effortless confidence. I wore my navy blazer, the one she used to like. Claire looked incredible, silver dress, hair pinned just enough to suggest intention without effort. She slipped her hand from mine almost immediately, saying she wanted to grab drinks. I watched her disappear into the crowd, laughing already, her laugh sharper than the one she used at home. I told myself not to read into it. I chatted with a few people, nodded at stories I did not care about, checked my phone too often. An hour passed without me noticing. When I finally looked for Claire, I felt that familiar unease, the one that creeps in when silence stretches too long. I searched the bar, the balcony, the side hallway near the bathrooms. Someone said she went outside for air. Someone else thought she left with friends. No one seemed sure. I stepped into the cool night, the city humming beyond the alley. That was when I saw her, standing near the loading dock, back turned, shoulders relaxed in a way I had not seen in months. She was talking to a man I did not recognize, tall, careless posture, hand resting too comfortably on her lower back. They were close, not touching enough to be obvious, but close enough to be intimate. My chest tightened, not with rage, but with a sinking recognition. I noticed the ring first, or rather, the absence of it. Her left hand moved as she spoke, animated, free, bare. 11 years reduced to an empty finger. I stood there longer than I should have, long enough to understand that whatever I was seeing was not an accident. She was not drunk. She was not confused. She was choosing this version of herself. When she finally noticed me, her face shifted, not guilt, not fear, just irritation, like I had interrupted something important. She excused herself from the man and walked toward me, adjusting her dress, slipping the ring back on as if muscle memory still worked. I did not ask where it had been. I did not ask who he was. I simply asked if she was ready to go home. She sighed, a sound heavy with annoyance, and said she was having a good time, that I did not need to hover. Hover. The word landed harder than any insult. I nodded, told her I would wait in the car, handed her my keys, and walked away before she could say more. I sat there for 20 minutes, watching people spill out laughing, couples leaning into each other, strangers holding hands like promises were easy. Claire never came. When she finally texted, it was short. Going to stay with friends. Don't wait up. No explanation. No apology. I drove home alone, the passenger seat accusingly empty, the silence louder than any argument we had avoided. That night, I slept without her for the first time in years, and the absence felt heavier than her presence ever had. The next morning, she returned to collect clothes, moving efficiently, like a guest checking out. I asked her if she wanted to talk. She said there was nothing to say, that she needed space, that things had been broken for a long time. I listened, really listened, and realized she was right about one thing. Something had been broken. It just was not what she thought. I did not beg. I did not bargain. I simply told her I would respect her choices, but I would also respect myself. She looked surprised, maybe expecting resistance, maybe hoping for it. When she left, I noticed her ring was still off. I understood then that the party had not ended when I found her. It ended when I stopped pretending I was still invited into her life. In the days that followed, clarity settled in quietly. I went to work, answered emails, fixed small things around the house, the same way I always had. But something fundamental had shifted. I stopped waiting for messages that never came. I stopped replaying moments, wondering which version of me might have changed the outcome. I understood that love does not disappear in a single night. It erodes when one person keeps removing their ring, physically or otherwise, long before anyone admits the truth. A week later, I found the ring in the bathroom drawer, placed carefully on a folded tissue. No note, no explanation, just an object that once meant permanence, now reduced to evidence. I held it for a moment, feeling its weight, Remembering the day, I slid it onto her finger, how she smiled then, how certain we both were. I put it back, closed the drawer, and went for a long walk. Leaving is not always dramatic. Sometimes it happens in small, irreversible realizations. You see someone without their ring, without their regard for you, and you finally understand you have been alone for longer than you admitted. That party did not end my marriage. It simply revealed that it had already ended, quietly, while I was still standing beside her, believing in us. I am not bitter, not victorious, just awake now, finally aware that dignity sometimes arrives disguised as loss, and peace follows when you stop chasing someone who already left. For good.